Good morning to you. It's 4 a.m. on this Wednesday, November the 16th, and here are today's top headlines. Santa Ana wind gusts blowing through Southern California. Depending on where you live, it's making for dangerous fire conditions. We're live with the latest.
2 people in the hospital, including a 9-year-old boy, after a violent stabbing spree in a downtown LA Target.
Also, NASA's New Moon rocket blasts off into space. I said that like it was the restaurant New Moon. There's one in Pasadena, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the new moon, meaning like the new one going to the moon. Early edition of the Ktla Dt Morning News starts right now. I heard you talking before the show. Nothing for you, but it was super windy up in Santa Clarita.
But you predicted that.
Good morning to you. I'm Chris Dahl.
I'm Megan Henderson. You predicted I would not have strong winds, but everyone else would.
And that's been true.
You're always right.
But the day is still early,
That's
right?
true.
Yeah. Well, it depends a lot on the alignment of the canyons, right? I mean, we get that offshore flow, and some of you, some areas where you live up against maybe the canyons, you get a little block. Others, it just funnels right through.
Makes sense.
I'm with you, Chris. In Yorba Linda, it was extremely windy.
Really?
Oh, we had a jailbreak this, in the middle of the night with the dogs, because the dogs, they stayed downstairs.
And you were prepared.
Yeah, I was prepared, thank goodness. I took care of everything that needed to take care of because I knew it would be bad. But yeah, it was probably about 10 o'clock last night, and I heard a bunch of, and all of a sudden, gates go down, and then you just hear all these footsteps, just the dogs running up to the bedroom.
They were scared.
They were scared, so, we gave them a pass.
A jailbreak.
It was. They
awesome.
crashed right through the gates and came on up. But the winds are really tough in some areas.
Yeah.
And we still have those fire concerns because even though the temperatures aren't overly warm, they are a little warmer because we're closer to the average. It is dry. And gusts. Again, those higher wind gusts tend to be a little bit higher up in elevation, so not as many homes or at least residential areas in those in those spots where we get those higher gusts. But it's out there, and it's definitely going to be with us through the morning. The good news is we're going to check in and make sure it's still forecasted to taper off after the noon hour today. So hopefully we just kind of get in and out of this within about 18 hours and then get calmer conditions. Certainly looks calm here. The camera is not bouncing up and down. A lot of talk about the winds today, and then of course we'll talk about your weekend as well. Ginger, we'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, and we really have a lot of things to get to as well. It's a very interesting situation that is starting to develop with 2 sig alerts. And then remember, the areas where we are expecting those winds to be strong, whether it's Fontana, Rialto, Rancho Cucamonga, the Santa Susana Pass, we will be watching it the Tejon Pass and Cajon Pass. But this situation is interesting on the 405 freeway. So if your plans take you along the stretch of the 405, and remember, it's normally that southbound side that is really busy, right? But north, right at that 101 North Connector Road is closed. Now, there were 2 separate wrecks actually that took place here. The sig alert already has been issued. There's some coolant into the roadway, and it looks like they're asking for several tow trucks. Let's see, some of that coolant is all over the place, and as well as some other stuff. So a brand new situation, and they are expecting some of these lanes to stay closed for a while. We'll take you to our other sig alert that's actually been here for some time, but it's still that 5 south at Templin Highway. The crash taking up those 3 right lanes, and they're saying they're waiting for the tow truck. We got a big rig, maybe 6 o'clock for the release of those lanes. And the reason we're seeing these really heavy conditions in a stretch of roadway, well, that will be very busy and probably dangerous as well. All right, guys, back to you.
All right, Ginger, thank you.